Is VR the end of humanity? Now, the thing is like electronical devices and just pretty much the internet in general kind of like outpaces our psychological development. That's one of the reasons why like so addicting. Okay, because they add so much things and they split test everything. They add things such as like coding, like color coding, mapping, and all those things. So it kind of like captivates your brains because what you gotta understand, for example, video games there's one thing called mapping, which makes it seem like it's related to the physical world. Okay, so for example, mapping is like a character who just runs in the grass. Now the grass is gonna move with the character because it's gonna represent like real life. It's gonna look like real life in the brain of the guy who's playing. Okay, and it kind of abuses our brain words, to be honest, because look, you're it's just too advanced for you. It's just a human being. Like, bro, if they can get like people addicted to technology like this, that means like they're just too advanced for you. Now, just think about it. If you're lonely, then you go to video games, okay, to find a tribe and just play like quests and missions. So it kind of like fulfills your needs of relationship, basically, okay. If someone is lacking love as a children or as anything, let's say his parents doesn't like give him attention, then he's gonna turn into social media maybe and try to sort of like chase for likes and validation. But the thing is like, just imagine, okay, like with VR, just imagine with VR, okay. I'm not trying to make it dramatic or like negative something, because it might be some positive aspects. I don't know much about like how VR works and everything. I just know like, bro, like it's just a technology thing that it's kind of like an alternative to real life, and that's like kind of what I think is gonna make most people addicted if it actually becomes an alternative to real life. Because I'm gonna talk about it, but imagine you're in VR, right? You lack relationship, you lack, I don't know, like let's one of the things that Hamza used to talk about is like um let's say like the people who can't like get relationships and everything. If they like sex, then they might go to VR to get sex. If they lack relationship, then they might go find friends on VR, because people already do it in real life. Not in real life, but in video games. I imagine VR. Imagine if you're just in VR, literally, like, because the thing with VR is like it's gonna make it seem like real life, but in a better way. Okay, because it's gonna seem too perfect. You just imagine if like everything is beautiful in VR. Imagine if they just abuse your brain like this. Because what you gotta understand is life is not about like winning 24/7. It's not like beautiful 24/7. Life is about losses and occasional wins. Like you don't always win in life. You don't always like get and you don't. It's not always in your favor, especially if you don't do nothing with your life. Which most people don't just like I don't know. Most people don't just start a business or try to take advantage of like the technology in front of them. Most people just are consumers. Now imagine like it just brings them to a life of losses and pretty much like not a trash life but not like a good life. Now with VR, like just it's an alternative, because if it's always about losses and some wins, in VR if you just do the opposite, then bro, just do the opposite. Now, I mean, it might not work because let's say in a video game, like you always win. If you always win in video games, like in GTA, when I used to have like all the money, I didn't want to stay. I don't want to play the games no more. I had all the cars and everything. I didn't want to play the games no more. But when I had not much, I was way more motivated to play. But imagine if like VR is abusing your system and makes you like lose but then win, lose and win, lose and win. It's gonna like I don't know. I'm going deep with this, but just think about it. If life is about losses and a bit of wins, now what if VR can be just an alternative to that pain of life? Because life brings pain for the people that don't know how to embrace the pain, or who just don't improve their life. And I'm not saying like they're not self-improvement, but people who don't enjoy life, like because they're trapped in technology, they're trapped in all those bad habits, those self-destructing habits, and deep like traumas and everything. It's gonna be an alternative. I mean, that's what I think. Like, you might as well just play VR instead of real life. That's what I think. Like, because people always see like life as a simulation, then you might as well just play VR instead of real life. And but it's gonna be sad. But I feel like people are gonna like literally spend the whole day just playing VR. Literally, bro. I don't know, but this shit is weird because people already do it with video games. I was one of them. Like, you play all day long because you're progressing so much. Imagine if in VR you can progress as much. Imagine if it's 10 times the sort of like things they do in video games to make it addictive. Imagine if they do it for VR, but 10 times. It's the end, bro. It's the end. Even like adults will go on this. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to be like sounding like a conspiracy, or someone who's just like, oh yeah, I'm right and everything. I don't know, but I don't like, I'm not scared or anything, bro. If it happens, it happens. But look, I'm gonna tell you like one example, okay? One of my favorite YouTubers of all time, his name is Von Sukut. He made a video like a while ago. It's not on his channel anymore, but he said like life is like a stimulation or something. And he said, imagine if you're Franklin in GTA, okay? Franklin, like the character in GTA, basically a character in GTA. In VR, you play VR with character in GTA, you just have like the goggles on, or whatever you call it, and you just lay around your bed and do nothing, and just play as you were Franklin, as you thought you were Franklin. You will forget everything you had to do in your day. If you had to call someone, you would forget it. If you had to cook a meal and eat, you would forget it. If you had to go outside, go get a grocery, you will forget it, because you will be so trapped in this sort of like illusion of thinking you're Franklin, that, bro, it's gonna be insane. Because if you're in VR, then that's what like kind of like not scares me, but like you might just, well, you might as well forget who you were and just like really indulge in this sort of like character that you are in VR. Like, life is not about like, if life is not gonna be about this physical body, it's gonna be about the physical body you have in VR.